G'day folks, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is Adam from Ruslan Foundry. Today we are looking at the Queenstown coach, which is available in both a saloon and brake compartment version. Shown on your screen will be a brake version in a lovely blue and white livery. Your kit contains the chassis in two sections, mirror images, the roof in two sections, mirror images again, the main body, two sections, mirror image. Unless you get the brake coach version, then you have the solid sides, brake ducats and an intermediate wall. You have two doors in the saloon version, or three if you have got the brake. You've got two balcony frames. You've got four balcony doors. You've got 12 for the saloon or 14 for the brake magnets. It comes with 12 or 14 again of these little pins. We have 4 pieces of 3mm styrene tube and 2 pieces of carbon fibre rod. Your required tools will be a trusty adhesive, a pin drill or small drill bit, and a clearance on 3mm drill bit, as well as a 2mm drill bit just to check door hinges. A pair of pliers may come in handy just for holding the fiddly things. Okay, our first step is we take our chassis and we test fit our tubes. So our carbon fibre rods go into those holes. And we test fit our styrene in the chassis. Now I've pre-drilled most of these for this video to speed it up for you, but I left a couple to do, which just need reaming out a tiny little bit. So we'll take those back out for a second. We take our glue, we run a bead up, and of course this chassis, the way I've made it, has got a nice big joining area. We poke our carbon fibre in, we put a little bit of glue on the ends of these, get the other half of our chassis, the matching holes, and we simply push them together. Carbon fibre forces them to align. Now I'll just make a little bit more elbow room so that we can lay our chassis down. As you can see, it ends up quite a long chassis. And we push these through. This is very similar to a lot of other wagons in the range. We put some glue in the track there, we buckle that down, and we push that in there. We then have a look at where this sits, we give it a snip. I should have said we want some scissors, and we just bend the styrene so that we can flex it into its hole. Same at this end, we'll put our glue in the hole. We push a piece of styrene through, we buckle it down and push it back as well. Coming up here, cut it on the join line. Buckle the stay, like so. And we'll do the other side. Just to thoroughly bore you guys. The 3mm styrene does take a little bit of cutting. And again at the other end. The Queenstown coach is designed for bogie mounted couplers. If somebody was to desire one set up with a buffer beam, I could look into that. It would simply be a new chassis. So we just put a little bit of glue on our stay lines, and that is our chassis ready. So that is ready to go off to the paint shop. So I'll put that to one side. Our next step, we want to take an end panel, stand it on its end. We want to apply a little bit of glue into these pockets, and then there is the third pocket to close the door, and we want to grab a magnet at a time and push into these holes. Yet again, trying to make sure that we keep our polarities all the same so we don't end up with handed doors and the like. Which of course, everything gets covered in glue, making life difficult. This is where a pair of pliers does come in handy, because the glue tends to stick less to the pliers than it does to our fingers. Okay, and we stand this up. We apply a little bit of glue into the top. We take a magnet and we put in that socket. We would repeat that for the other half of the body, but the process is exactly the same. Now we take our roof section, we just double check our polarity using the other coach. We know we need to turn the magnet up the other way. We put some glue in that well, and as with the other, we just push him nicely into that hole. We'll take the other half of the roof and same process, double check our polarity, because backwards magnets are frustrating, and we push that into there. That gives us our seal. Now we take our glue, we just run a seam around the edge of the roof, and we butt those together. Simple as that. Personally, I like to clamp something between them while letting them dry. In today's case, to clamp it straight, I'm actually going to use the chassis from a 16mm Sheffield kit, because I don't actually need it, and we'll just put some little clamps on that, and then another clamp on this side, holding that nicely together. And now that roof, once that glue sets, obviously, is ready for paint. So we'll put it to one side. We then take our doors. Now we make sure, again, that our polarity is correct by offering the magnet up to its counterpart. We apply a little bit of glue into our magnet socket. We take this magnet off here, turn it 180 degrees, and drop it into its well. Same thing with our balcony frames. Now, of course, that repeat 2 or 3 times, depending on if you have the brake or saloon coach. This step we'll be repeating 4 times. Same thing, we offer that to there, sticks on. We've got our trusty socket, And we turn that and push the magnet in. Repeat 4 times. And of course the last step for the body, we apply a bead of glue around, and we push the 2 halves together, making sure they align. Yet again, clamps can come in very handy. As you can see, it's holding fairly well, but we just want to make sure it locks together. Okay, now as you can see, we do end up with a seam line. You may want to fill that. But other than that, that is done and ready for paint. Now, tonight I've done something a bit different, and I have one I prepared earlier. So we have one painted roof, painted balcony frames, and balcony doors, gathering up all the doors, a painted body which has already got sitting into it, holding on their magnets, our painted doors. I've decided on a chocolate and cream for this one, and our chassis. So assembly is quite simple. Final assembly. We run a bead of glue down this side of this cutout and down this side. I could have used a little bit of filler here on the join, but being internal, I haven't worried about it. And that body snaps on and snaps on. So there we go. Next, and I'll only show one end of this, we take our door, and our magnet that we've pre-put in will help us here. We get our little pins and we drop them in. Like so. Like so. Next, we sit our roof on. Sorry, next we will actually, your saloon kit will come with 6 bench seats. I haven't got painted ones to hand, and I put the seats in after I glaze. So they will simply notch in there and stick. 3 down that side and 3 down the other, leaving a nice clearance on the door frame. So next we offer up our roof, which magnetises on beautifully. We take our balcony frame, just shift the camera a little bit. The roof has, in the top of it, a groove which accepts and strengthens the balcony frame. So we put that like so, line him up. We then just want to crib that up and run a bead of glue right across the back of the chassis, pushing our balcony frame back. Next we get our balcony gates that will magnetise to the body and swing in there like that. We get another couple of pins, and with a little bit of help from our trusty pliers, Okay. The paint has obviously bound up the hole in the balcony. So we want to just give that a slight little kiss with our drill. I'll lift the roof just off a little bit out of the way. Just bring that to the edge of the bench so I can come up from underneath. Okay, back into frame. Now, offer our door up, put him on. I'll just run the drill bit through that as well. There we go. These doors are symmetrical top to bottom, left to right, so it doesn't matter which way up they go. And we put our pins in for our hinges. Now I would put a dab of glue at the top of these just to stop them from falling out if you have to turn the coach upside down. Don't ask me how I found that one out. So that is one door on. We repeat that process all our way around the coach, and we repeat that for the door at the other end of the coach. Thus we end up with our beautiful Queenstown coach, which I've got to say I'm really impressed with my chocolate and cream livery. And that is that. I will throw up now another bit of video of the blue and white brake coach running for you to enjoy on my home railway. As I said at the start of the video, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all. If you found this interesting, shoot us a like, a subscribe, and comment if you've got any questions or feedback. This kit is available on our Facebook page with the link in the description. Thank you all for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye.